What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today I want to share with you guys some tips, some strategies that I've used very successfully for the final encounter of the King's Fall raid. You're seeing that here. This is Oryx. This is the final battle, and this is really about rolls, timing, and precision, and it's really important to assign roles. So let's start with assigning the roles first. The first role is very important, and that's going to be your runner. This guy has a bunch of jobs that really are important, and he's got to be precise and he's got to be fast. Hunters are very good for this. Titans are very good for this. Warlocks seem to have a little bit of problem making the jumps. I'm sure if you're a very good warlock, you can do it as well. You definitely want to max this guy out with agility because speed is of the essence with this guy. You can see Mr. Matrix to my left on the bottom of the screen. He is our runner, and his job is to be the first on the platform that Oryx pounds. He grabs that spark, and he's jumping around on invisible platforms, gathering sparks, and he's going to get the relic. He's going to come down, steal the shield from the vessel, and we're all going to kill the vessel. And then he's got the shield, so when we need to do damage to Oryx, we can be standing in the shield. We need him to be reliable. We need him to be fast. We need him to be communicative. We don't need him to be doing a whole lot of DPS. So select your runner based on those criteria. If you got a choice between two runners and one's a 295 and one's a 290, the 295's got the black spindle and the 290 doesn't, I would go with the 290 for my runner, right? If they're both equally good at jumping, if they're both equally reliable, if they're both equally communicative, then I would definitely keep the 295 guy for doing DPS on ogres or other tasks. All right, so let's talk about some other roles. We also need 4 guys for platform duty. Now, you could do it with 3 guys or you could do it with 4 guys. I prefer to do it with 4 guys because it's less complicated later on when you have to blow up these bombs that I'm standing on right now. So these guys are going to be big on DPS. They got to be big on communication. The first thing they've got to do is when Oryx slams his fist down, gets that spark down, and your runner takes it and starts running with it, these guys have got to clear the way for him. They've got to build the platforms for him. And they do this by jumping on 3 platforms in counterclockwise order. You can see I jumped on the first one. The one counterclockwise to my left gets jumped on second. And the one counterclockwise to that left gets jumped on third. It's super important to be communicative. When I jump up on the first one, I say 1 up. When the second guy jumps up, he says 2 up. And when the third guy jumps up, he says 3 up. We are then fighting ogres with everything we've got. We're doing massive DPS to ogres because we do not want to be fighting these ogres later on. So it's important to get these guys going. Now, the third type of teammate that I like to have is what I call a floater. These guys are basically in this round of the fight on ogre duty. It is their job to make sure that those ogres go down. They're helping anybody who needs help with their ogres. They're checking all 4 ogre spawns to make sure they're getting done. And it's really important that these guys have high DPS. More important than the guys who have to stand on the platforms. So it's big time important to communicate. 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. And then when your runner gets the spark, you want to make sure he's communicating that to the rest of the team that they can now get off of their platforms because it's very dangerous to be standing on these platforms. You can see that hive ship is coming right now. He's shooting those big purple shots at us. Those are one-shot kills. If they hit us while we're on that platform, we're dead. So we want to get off those platforms as soon as possible, start doing damage to this vessel. Let's talk about the vessel. It's important to get this guy down as fast as possible because he'll go around and he'll eat those black bombs that you need to be doing damage to Oryx himself. If you don't kill him fast enough, you're going to have a lot of trouble killing Oryx, getting damage done on Oryx. So what do we want to do here? We want to make sure that we know when our runner gets the spark. When he's heading over there to slam that overshield, to get rid of the vessel's overshield, we want to know exactly when that's happening. I'm going to go help out because I'm running a Solar Titan. I've got Melting Point, which is going to help everybody on the team do extra damage to that vessel. It makes it much easier to take down. And I'm using Telesto to try and take him down as fast as possible. The key to taking that guy down fast is to focus your fire on him. But don't make him the center for everybody's fire, because if there's still an ogre up, we want to at least have some of the fire team focusing on that ogre. Okay, so next, assuming you've killed the vessel, you've killed all the ogres, it's time to actually start damaging Oryx himself. But before you can do that, you've got to make sure you stun him so he doesn't clap and kill your fire team instantly. I've seen two strategies that work well here. My favorite strategy is the more complex of the two, but it seems to work better when you have lower light players in your party. So you can stand in the middle, that place where I'm pointing to now. I'm actually heading there now. It's behind me right here. You can have your bubble set up, your runner with his bubble set up here, and you can all fire your heavy ammo or your snipers at Oryx's chest. Or you can actually hop up on the nearest pedestal, bring your bubble up there with your runner, and you can actually do more damage, I feel, easier. Now, this is more complex because it requires more movement with your fire team. Your runner has to be on the money, your whole fire team has to be able to get up there fast, and start doing damage on Oryx after he slams his fist down for the first time. The benefit you get from doing this is that range isn't an issue, and you don't really need weapons of light. You don't need a Titan with weapons of light to buff up all your weapons so you can get that DPS on Oryx to stop him from killing your whole fire team with his clap. The downside is it takes more coordination, it takes more movement with your whole fire team. It's just a little bit more complex, but once you get used to it, it's not that hard. Everybody can jump up there, everybody knows to do it at the right time. You don't seem to have problems getting him down as often because the range of your weapons doesn't seem to be as much of a concern. So after we've done that, we head back to the middle. We're in that bubble. We're being protected by that bubble. I usually call out, okay, do some damage to the ads, and then I start a timer. I count down from 5 to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At 5, everybody leaves the bubble who's in charge of hitting one of those bombs. On 1, they should be stepping into their bomb, and they stay there for about 2 seconds, and I said, okay, everybody head back to the bubble. What's this do? It gets everybody at those bombs at the same time. At 1, they are stepping into their bomb. Doesn't matter if their bomb is 10 feet away from the bubble or 30 feet away from the bubble. They all have time to get there in that 5-second period. This avoids some people getting to their bomb much faster, and the people who have a much further run to their bomb getting blown up before they can get back to the bubble. It helps survivability, and that 5-second countdown really helps out. Okay, so now in the video you're seeing that we have actually been brought into Oryx's little hell cave, the Hell's Kitchen of Oryx. This one's a no-brainer. You gotta do damage to Oryx, you gotta do it fast. This is when you unload everything you have. If you got a Titan with weapons of light, if you got a super, if you got a golden gun, if you got whatever you got, start hitting the shade of Oryx with this. Hit them hard. You do not want this one to go too long because it'll wipe your entire fire team. Once you're done with that, you're basically transported out and you're going to start your phases over. Oryx doesn't seem to change much here, but I have found fire teams tend to start getting, let's say, rustled, a little bit amped up at this point. You know, once you've got him past half health, you've gone into his bubble, you start getting excited. You see success, especially if you've been working on this for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and people start making mistakes here. I think it's really wise to be a calming influence on your fire team. You're going to start hearing people say, all right, guys, we got him. We're almost there. We're almost there. This is your time to shine. This is your time to say, okay, calm down, do your job, do it right, just work the steps. You know, you're just working the steps, trying to get this down. You're working your ogres. You're working your vessel. You're making sure that you know when Oryx is about to slam his fist so you can get up on that platform and do your damage to Oryx to make sure you stun lock him. This is when more of my fire teams fail than any other time because everybody's just getting amped up, everybody's rushing the gun, people are forgetting about steps because they just want the fight to be over, and it's really important at this time to be taking your time. Nothing is changing here. The timing isn't getting quicker. But to a lot of your fire team, they're going to think it is getting quicker because their heart rate is racing, their pulse is going. It's not getting faster. You just need to relax. Assume you're going to fail here. I think that's the best way to do it. Assume this is a practice run. Just keep working the steps it takes to take down Oryx, and you'll get it done. I swear to God, it is like everybody just starts saying, oh my God, we've almost got him. All we got to do is one more time, 2 more times, and we've got him. We've got him. It's time. It's time to relax. You've got to keep that adrenaline from affecting your decisions. You got to just relax. This phase here, it's really important to take down these knights. Take down these knights so they're not messing with your fire team who's on the outside of the bubble. Then go over and take these thrall out so they're not walking into the bubble and messing with your guys who are trying to DPS on Oryx. If you're one of the first guys through, pop a super. Start hitting Oryx with everything you got. Use your heavy weapons. Make sure you bring plenty of heavy weapon synth so you're never out of heavy weapon ammo. But if you're on the outside, your job is protecting those guys in the inside. Don't let those taken thrall get into that bubble. When you're in the bubble like me, you're just going to start hitting the shade of Oryx. Hit him with everything you got. I'm not worried if I'm, going to waste the super. I'm just going to hit him with whatever I got when I got it. We're taking down that son of a bitch as soon as possible. You can see I only used about half that super on Oryx. I don't care. I wanted to get that guy down so we didn't wipe. And this is our last phase, and this is where people get the most amped up. And it's important to remember to just keep your cool and try to help your teammates keep their cool too. You're going to see people missing their jumps going up to the platforms. You're going to see your runner missing his jumps. Just keep calm, relax, make sure you hit these platforms in the correct order. Keep your communication strong. 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. Ogres. Kill those ogres. Hit them with grenades, hit them with Telesto, hit them with the Black Hammer, whatever you got. Hit them hard. Get those ogres out of there. You don't want them messing up your last run. You just want to finish this one off. Again, I'm going over to that vessel. I want to take out this vessel. I'm going to hit him with melting point so he goes down much faster. And then I'm going to take control of this. I really want to make sure my teammate is staying calm. I'm counting out when he's going to slam. I'm telling him to jump up there. And we're going to do damage. And this is going to be our final damage phase. This is the last time we have to do this from up on this pillar. And then we're going to go down to the middle. We want to shoot him. We want to use heavy weapons. If you got a hunter with Celestial Nighthawk, he really helps right there. Basically, any super that can reach him and hit him hard is going to help. But I find the Celestial Nighthawk just absolutely kills it. We want to make sure we get all of these bombs. All 4 of these bombs. We don't want to have to do this again. So maybe you want to spend a little extra time in that bomb this time. Head to the middle. Start shooting at Oryx's chest again. It's really not that difficult. The steps are numerous, but once you've got them down pat, you're not bad. And then when you think you've got Oryx down, run up to the front. Get ready to put some more damage into him, because this son of a bitch comes back like the asshole bad guy in a horror movie. One of my teammates popped Weapons of Light. I'm going to make sure I dip into that, and we're going to pound him one final time, get that DPS, and he's down. So that is my strategy. That's my thinking going into this fight. If you guys have any questions about specific ideas or specific moments of this fight, let me know down in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.